Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Eye Opener Society. I am Gary Dean. I am your host, and you guys are the audience. And I can't tell you just how much we are appreciative of you guys. We are right smack dab in the middle of December. Another year just flew by. It's been an incredible ride. I've had such great ups as well as some downs. But you know what? I'm ending the year on a very positive note. We're going to be moving in to the new studio on the 22nd of December. And I can't get enough of that because it's allowing me to become more creative. And as I look towards the new year and reflecting on myself as an individual and my gifts and my whatever it is I have as far as intuition and all, like I told everybody I wanted to work on that more. I can move forward so much more freely, and I have some big ideas. A big change is the word podcast. I don't like it anymore. I don't really like it anyway because podcasting, when it first started, it meant something. People were bringing information to others, or you were listening to something entertaining. Now, it's basically anybody with a microphone can just jump on and do this. I appreciate that. The problem is it's becoming so watered down. And a lot of people that are starting it is bringing a lot of, I don't know, just they're not bringing enough good information to podcasting, so to speak. I don't know really how to word it, but it's watering everything down. So when you're looking at actual podcasting, and if you're trying to get your own show, it's very difficult to get in there, but you have to just stick with it. And after a while, you start to, gather your listeners and, you have a fan base, a following. But I want to move away from podcasts because this is not a podcast. This is going to become, from this point forward, basically it's an information-based show. And here's what I mean by that. My life, the way I've been living, and after all of these years, I've questioned so much. I've come up with so many answers. I've come up with so many more questions. And I've come up with so many different alternate realities of everything. And with that, combined with my practice of just simple meditation, I've really elevated things. And the more that I've become elevated, I've taken a lot of this and retained it as knowledge and wisdom and used it basically to help me get through life, but I'm hoping it could help others. And with that, I have a co-host, Lizzie, who's been absolutely fantastic. Now, we sat down and we began to record an episode and we were discussing the whole future, but her child, there was something going on with her child. So obviously her child comes first. And so she was unable to record with me for this episode. But that's okay because, like I said, once I'm in the new studio, things are going to be a little bit more stable as far as scheduling and having Lizzie here with me. But Lizzie's been putting together this Discord channel, and I'll put a link down in the synopsis. I welcome everybody to join her Discord. This is just the ground floor that she's developing, where as a collective, we can all join in and basically as a community, help each other out by using our own real life experiences, our own gifts, our own intuitions, and help each other. It's not a place where we're pushing any one type of thing or anything like that. There is no gatekeeping or anything. It's just going to be something that Lizzie's going to help everybody with by organizing and working together with each other as individuals. And I'm pretty excited and I'm part of that, but Lizzie is going to be running this and I'm very, very excited at the way she is trying to plan this. I think it's a fantastic idea. So, Eye Opener Society as a collective is going to be moving forward in that type of format where it's just information. The Nothing's really going to change too much. But here's one thing, depending on the platform that you are listening to us on, you may or may not get any more of our shows. Here's why. And I'll just break it down. A lot of it is nonsense, but I spend a lot of money for Podbean. That's my distribution site. That's my host site. That's where I put all this stuff on and it distributes it everywhere. I've been spending for the last 2 years the very higher tier, which costs me a lot more to have audio and video. Now, I know I tried that for a while, and what happened was some podcast platforms do not accept the video. And in that case, I had to put up both the video and then I had to also set up a second one for audio. So the ones that do take video, it became very confusing. I think confusing to audience because there's 2 episodes of each one. It should be much simpler. I was going to use Podbean exclusively, but instead of doing that and alienating some of the audience, because I figured if you really wanted to listen to us, you can move over and just listen to us on Podbean. But I know some people are set in their ways and they like their podcast platform. So I'm just going to start uploading one show. It's going to be the audio video version. And I will let Podbean distribute it. If your platform is not accepting video and it will not convert it just to an audio, then you're not going to hear us. And I hate to do that, but at the same time, I want to move forward as video. Not that it's the most important thing to me, but it's just for future when this becomes an internet radio show and there's not going to be much video. I just want my money to go to work for me because I'm not making a dime off of any of this. And that's why it's not a podcast. I'm not doing advertising or anything like that. I tried it for a while and there was no money. I, I'm not here to make money. I am here to give some information, some thoughts, some humor, some stories to push it out to the people that resonate with those stories, ideas, thoughts, whatever the case may be. So that's what's going to happen for 2026. And I want to push more of the higher consciousness and how to live life as a true, spiritual person where we're more connected with each other rather than the world that we're living in front of us. And what I mean by that is, as we go about our days, I want us to be more focused on the people that actually support us, that actually believe in the things we all believe in, the spiritual aspects of things, the fact that our bodies are wonderful vessels that can heal itself. And it's all through conditioning of the mind, and it's all through meditation, mindfulness, spirituality. And we're going to touch more on some of the other subjects that sometimes come along with this because it's all related when it comes to the paranormal and ghosts and UFOs, cosmic things like that. And that's why, as part of the collective, Ann Lund's Haunted and Waiting, Sunset Child's Out There podcast, and Elaine's Arcane Oracle are all part of this. They will continue to operate as well. They will continue to operate on their style. I'm not changing any of theirs. I just brightened up a couple of their logos. So you'll see some new logos for Arcane Oracle as well as for Sunset Child. And as they bring more episodes to me, you'll see that, but they will still be here. But we're focusing more specifically on the things that make us as human beings tick, things that help us get by, because everything that you've been told is a lie. It really is. And the more you go down these rabbit holes with me, you'll understand, yes, there's a lot of things that have been a big lie, if not all of them. And so how do we, as a collective who walks through life knowing this, where's our community? And that's what I would like this to be, is a great community or a society of people that are just sharing thoughts, ideas, and information. Um, I just have some ideas now. I want to get some more guests on the show, and I'm going to have a separate segment though for that. I don't want this to be a guest heavy show where our Monday episodes are, always having guests. This is reserved for myself and Lizzie. But if we have guests, I want it to be reserved for a certain night. My Wednesday night meditations will continue. I'm going to provide more information with that. And then I have a couple more ideas to bring in some more voices as well. I'm going to be looking for people that want to start a podcast, that actually have an idea and they just can't get it out there. But I want people that really are in tune with Lizzie and I, because these people I would like to also have as guest co-hosts as well. And I'm looking to have Lizzie to do her own segment as well, kind of an offshoot of her Discord channel. This way she could bring more information and ideas, and I'm trying to work with her on that as well. So these are ideas I have going forward as a collective view. The audience, we're all going to be involved in this. I'm hoping it's going to be a little bit more lighthearted. It's going to be a little bit more informational. There's going to be some more deeper talk. I'm still going to remain unscripted, but I am going to start doing a little bit of research and putting some things together. This way we can have stuff that I have stuff to share with you that we can all use and put together as an idea moving forward as far as information. I'm looking forward to working with Carly and Carla from Appalachian Rootworks a little bit more, because their shop in Cynthiana, Kentucky, you've heard their episode. They have, I call it the full service metaphysical shop, but I think their podcast, Rooted in Ruins, expands on that. And to have them bring some of their ideas, their practices, and all onto our platform here at Eye Opener Society, they are welcomed with open arms, and I would love to share some ideas back and forth with them. So that's what this episode is about today. And again, I apologize. I didn't really have anything solid, and I don't mean to keep boring you with, all of the podcast background stuff, but moving forward, this is important because you will be hearing things different. So again, I want you to take note on this episode that if you no longer hear us on your platform, you'll have to either follow us on Podbean or try a different platform, because again, I'm moving forward with just the video versions of this. So again, I thank you guys, the audience, for being patient, for being the audience that you are. And I wish you all the best blessings moving into this holidays and going into this new year. I hope you have the greatest of health, the best of energies. I hope you put forth some wonderful intentions for the new year, and let's start rebuilding each other as a collective, as a community, as a society. Let's work on that, and we'll start doing it this new year. Thank you again for tuning in, and I will see you again next Monday.